Welcome to the Letterhead Studios, and, well, things happen. Sometimes you accidentally delete footage, and then you have to recreate it. So, I did a whole bunch of side quests on the side with Estelle and Chloe, and then got to talking to Jill, and then we talked to Joshua and the others, and then we had our little meal together. But then we went to the play, and I thought, the play is kind of a big deal, so I don't want that footage to be lost, especially what happens afterwards, which is amazing and really, really sweet. And just, it was so unexpected, and I loved it. So I'm going to at the very least, show the play again, as well as what happens afterwards. And so anything that was missing before, or a little bit of what's missing after, I'm really sorry, but I can only do so much. So enjoy the Genis Royal Academy School Festival play. Without further ado, the Student Council proudly presents Madrigal of the White Magnolia. Enjoy the show. In the year 1100 of the Septian calendar, 100 years ago, Liberal was still a land of nobles and aristocrats. But commoners too held some power, and they were prodigious traders that grew more influential with each passing year. During this period, there was much friction between the classes, and the nobles and commoners clashed often. As time went on, these clashes intensified. The intercessions of the royal family and the church failed to end their squabbling. The stage was set for a final conflict. A year had passed since illness stole the king from his people. Our tale begins on an early spring evening in the rooftop garden of Grancel Castle. The street lights shine on everyone, each bright with their own happiness. And in spite of that, here you are, Princess. Please, don't you think you should be going to bed soon, Your Royal Highness? Staying up so late can surely do you no good. It's all right. If I should fall ill, if that happened, then perhaps I could avoid becoming the last ember in this dying flame we call Liberal. Please do not speak of such things. Your Highness, you are the most exalted individual and Liberal. If you were to take a husband, you could take control of the kingdom. I will not marry. Despite my father's wishes, I shall not consent to it. But why, Your Highness? You have two fine men as suitors, after all. One is Sir Julius of the Chivalric Order of the Imperial Guards and the eldest son of a duke. And Sir Oscar, commoner though he may be, he has been recognized often in his battles against the Empire. Both such fine men! No one knows better than I the quality of their character. Oh, Oscar, Julius, how am I to choose between you? Oh my, isn't that Joshua playing the role of the princess? I suppose that Jill has put a great deal of thought into this reverse casting business. Indeed, ma'am. He plays his role well, but the two maids leave much to be desired. Do you remember, Oscar? How we spent our boyhood days in this alley, running around and pretending our sticks were swords? I could never forget, Julius. In those days, it was all so simple, with you and with Cecilia alike. I treasure that time greatly. I recall how stunned I was. I would always conspire to play with her in secret, only to discover another had been doing the same. She was as lovely as the sight of the falling petals in spring. Indeed, fair Cecilia was like unto our very own sun. But her light would dim with each day that passed. The nobles and the commoners. The fury of that conflict could never have been avoided. The princess's grief is easily understandable. Cruel fate mocks us so, for it is our very own existence that has brought her such sorrow. Oh wow, they're so cool. I hate to say it, but the guy kinda looks cuter than the girls. Hush now, watch the show. Know this, Julius. The commoner's impudence can be tolerated no longer. If they should forget their place as no longer view us as superiors, Liberal's power structure would surely fall into ruin. If I may, Father, it has been roughly 10 years since the Eastern Republic was founded. Perhaps the eventual seizing of power by the common people is inevitable in any state. Speak not of such repulsive events. What is freedom? What is equality? What is anything if commoners and nobles alike should cast all tradition aside? Better we should fall to our knees before the Empire's military and concede to their will. Father! Now that's a fine talk up there. You let the commoners get all high and mighty and your whole society collapses. Your Excellency, perhaps it would be best to keep our voices down. If you can get the royal family on our side, we will have a great advantage over the nobles, and that advantage would allow us to seize power. But, Chairman, I cannot consent to this. I could never use Cecilia for political gain. Always putting others before yourself, I see. Even though you now have the chance to become a king, albeit only on paper. If you would refuse, it will lead only to a bloody uprising and subsequent revolution. The royal family, and surely the nobles as well, would disappear into the shadows of history. Chairman! Impressive. They've really done their research. I had severe doubts about this ever since I heard about the reverse role gimmick. The students have all put a great deal of work into this, it seems. The young bracers had no small part either. I do not wish bloodshed on anyone, revolution or not. I cannot simply allow Julius and Cecilia to die. As for myself, I know not what I should do. Ugh. It's no good. I'm gonna be sick. Are you alright? You must have had quite a bit more than you can handle. It may be spring, but you'll surely catch your death if you sleep out here. Thank you, good Sir Knight. It has nothing to do with being a knight, but rather a simple concern. I would have to be quite the young fool not to see what I must do. You've got that right. What? My arm! Just a touch of anesthetic on the blade. Now if you'll be so kind as to sit still. Curse you, assassin! Who sent you? Just a noble who wants you out of the picture. He wanted it badly enough to pay me up front, and pretty well at that. All you need to do is die. I get it. Not bad. Not bad at all. So up next we should have... Oops, almost got so wrapped up I forgot about my work. Long has it been since you have entered my sight, fair princess? Yes, Julius, it truly has. I cannot help but notice that Oscar is not with you today. But when my father yet breathed, the both of you oft spoke by the maids of the court. As you well know, your highness, the kingdom is in the midst of a crisis most dire, and as such, he and I may never be as close as we once were. I confess I came to you today to ask a favor. What favor would that be? That you would allow he and I, head of the chivalric order of the High Guard and a young general, to engage in a duel of honor, and that the victor shall be granted the great honor of becoming your husband. Quite dramatic indeed. Caught up in the conflict between noble and commoner, these two close friends have finally decided on a duel. The princess now realizes their determination and keeps silent. And on the day of the duel, two knights step into the grand arena of the royal city. Many have come to witness it, commoners, nobles, and all social castes in between. but conspicuously absent from the proceedings is the one over whom they fight, Princess Cecilia herself.
My friend, I fear that this was inevitable. Perhaps fate always intended for us to meet in so base a fashion. Speak, that we may both be unburdened. If nothing else, for our beloved princess.
We would cleave a path through fate with our own hands. But at this moment, my words and her smile seem lost.
Has fear clutched your heart, Oscar?
Perhaps, but what is this passion that pierces me to the quick? As I see you with blade drawn, I feel as though I've been waiting for this moment. Before this storm by the name of revolution should both claim us, we shall let fate decide our outcome.
Yes, and may the goddess above see our spirits as they truly are. Come then, let it be done. On guard.
Impressive, Julius.
I should say the same of you. But still, you seem to hesitate. What troubles you, Oscar? Is this the extent of your skill? Perhaps the tales of your acts of valor against the Empire were grossly overstated.
Well done, Julius. Magnificent swordsmanship.
Oscar, your arm!
I've had worse. 'Tis but a scratch.
Neither of our blades connected with flesh, not even a glancing blow. Your wound was struck prior.
This is a tactic most low, Duke Randamont. Was this your intention from the start? Ha! I'll thank you to cease slandering my good name. Are you implying that I instigated this?
Father, is it true? Did you...
It's all right, Julius. My own inexperience has brought this about. Besides, I've received far worse on the field of battle. I will put everything I have behind my next strike. I intend to kill you.
Oscar. Very well. I will wager it all on my next strike as well. For the fair princess and the future of the very kingdom. He who lives, when all is said and done, will inherit the responsibility for all, and he who dies will watch over it all from the realm of the spirits. Such is also the pride of a knight. I suppose it is.
Oh, Cecilia.
Princess!
Cecilia, why? Were you not in the attendance? Oh, Oscar. Julius, I did not wish to observe a duel between the two of you. I felt I had to find a way to put a stop to this fight. Praise Idios that I arrived in time. Cecilia,
Princess.
hear me, all in attendance. Dismiss me and set aside your differences, please. Are we not all of liberal, and do we not love this land? There's so little that separates us from one another. If we would but take your foe's hand, surely we could find a peaceful resolution. Your Royal Highness, you need say no more. My vision fades. But what of you two? Will you not do as I ask?
Your will be done, my princess.
At your side. Strange. Everything is floating. When I was young, I would sneak out of the castle, down to the alley. You both always had smiles for me. I love your smiles. So please, don't ever stop.
Princess? No, this cannot be, Princess. I'll do anything, please, no!
Cecilia, you... Our poor princess. I just don't understand why she'd do such a thing. Our princess gave her life that we might stop this unending dispute. Compared to that sacrifice, what a trifle is the pride of a nobleman. Had we not been fighting, it would not have come to this. Only when it is too late do we see our folly. Is this the fate all men with spirits still shackled to their flesh? Great goddess of the skies, we now know of your resentment. There is much that you do not yet understand, it seems. I granted you flesh to be your vessel, but your spirits still know more of freedom and nobility. Such contempt for it lies only within you yourselves. So beautiful. A more beautiful voice I have never heard. It's amazing. Eidos herself has graced us with her presence.
The goddess! Incredible.
Hear me, young knights. I have observed your contest. You are both courageous and strong, yet something vital within you is broken.
It is as you say.
Our own immaturity is what invited this fate upon us. Has your hate for the nobles and the monarchy blinded you to the fact that we are all but men? I'm ashamed. You know your sins better than anyone else could. And you, all the rest of you who have simply watched these events unfold, there is something fundamental within you that is lost as well. Strike your hand upon your breast and think well upon this. And now it seems that you have each remembered your hearts. As such, perhaps hope yet remains for Liberal, as long as you never forget the lessons learned this day. She has vanished. Where am I?
Princess?
Cecilia? Julius? Oscar, have you both been called up to heaven as well? It's a genuine miracle. Princess! Oh, praise Eidos! Why are the two of you here? And the Duke and the Chairman? So then I'm not dead? Almighty Eidos. Eidos has given Liberal back its beloved. Praise her for her benevolence. Oscar, Julius, what happened? Nothing that you need concern yourself over, Cecilia. The conflict is at an end. I believe that everything will be all right.
You're being naive, Oscar. We still have a duel to finish, do we not?
Julius. No, you still intend to fight?
On the contrary, this match is concluded. And besides, this fool managed to get hit on his sword arm. But it would not do for a duel such as this to not have a clear victor. Thus it stands to reason that the man who fought with a significant handicap yet emerged undefeated should be regarded as the victor.
Wait, Julius.
Don't misunderstand me, Oscar. I have not given up on the princess. Once you have healed, our duel will continue, but with blades of wood. Just as when we were boys.
I see. Very well then, I accept your challenge. Have neither of you regard for my own wishes? You are mistaken.
You, my lady, shall judge today's match, and I think it's only fair for the victor to be granted a kiss. Surely everyone waits with bated breath for it.
Very well. Don't they look marvelous together?
Almighty Eidos, look well upon this, and may this fine day extend unto eternity.
Eternal peace to Liberal. Eternal glory to Liberal. Quite the grand finale. But no matter.
Dean Collins.
It's a pleasure to see you again, Matron Teresa. I must apologize for not coming earlier. Chloe told me of your current situation. I was trying to think of a way we could help. Jill?
Yes, sir. Please, take this.
What's this? We took up a collection for you. It's 1 million mira. Please use it to help rebuild the orphanage.
1 million mira? That's impressive. But how?
Well, we have the Duke as well as the Mayor of Bose. Thanks to them, we were able to collect far more than we would have.
Dean, I couldn't. I can't accept this.
I don't see why not. The festival collects donations for charity every year.
People donated specifically to help rebuild the orphanage. But it's too much. Please accept it, Matron. But, Chloe, I realize that you're overwhelmed, but I think about it. With that much Mira, the rebuilding could start, and you wouldn't need to go to Gransel. You wouldn't have to give up your herb garden.
She speaks the truth. Joseph would want you to accept this for the children. You needn't focus on the amount, just what can be done with it.
You're right. I don't know how to show my appreciation. Thank you all so very much. That's so awesome.
Yes, that would settle it.
Hey, what's this about going to Gransel? Did something happen? It's okay. There's no need to worry. You've all been through so much. It's not really that big a deal. But why are you crying, Matron? Don't be silly, Clem. Those are happy tears.